build that legacy with what you have. So I mean, it meant a ton. Nobody had it, so it was an easy grab.
How did you end up choosing it in the first place?
So I was 77, but me coming into Ohio State, Tegrish Bowl already had 77, so I just went with 71, second best.
Josh, are you going to be able to participate at all this weekend?
I'll be getting like my toes wet, but right now everything's on rehab, so whenever the trainers or whatever the trainers will have me doing is kind of what I'll be doing.
Can you give us a sense of what you'll be doing between now and the start of training camp?
Can't really say. That's one of the conversations I have to have with the trainers, but it'll probably be conversation will be had probably.
Josh, we asked you about coming back from that injury, but what was it like immediately sustaining that injury, knowing that you were a major draft prospect? Can you kind of take us through your mindset and how you were able to turn it to rehab eventually?
Yeah, so I was like super frustrated, like, I'm pissed, it was the biggest season we had. Everybody had all the tools to win an Natty, which we also obviously did, but I mean, I just had to kind of grow up and just, put all that frustration into rehab and, just get after it.
Is that what you ended up doing? Like, what has the rehab process been like for you?
Yeah, so I mean, something like this is not easy, but you just got to come in and attack it like hell every day. Just really, really go hard in rehab. That's kind of how you have to do something like this.
How does rehab work for you? I mean, if you were at Ohio State, but then you knew you were going to be going, and you have your own team, and now you're part of the Chiefs. They have a team. I mean, how did you kind of navigate it through that part of it?
Yeah, so the immediate start was go out with my trainer, Neil Trosh, and Elite Orthosport. Just kind of, he can be hands-on with it and gradually see the progression. But then, fires and stuff like that happened in LA around that time. So we went back to school, and Adam Stewart, who was like, platinum standard and that stuff, really helped me. So from the rest.
Since you have been selected, can you just describe how the process has been with Rick Burkholder and making a plan for the upcoming months?
Yeah, again, so we have like deeper conversations we had. Like minicamp, I'm really just playbook and trying to take mental reps. But yeah, obviously what I'm allowed to do, I'm going to do 100%.
Initial reactions to just seeing the playbook and the facility and everything involved in being in a Chiefs organization?
It's great. It's everything you can ask for a football player, and the playbook is not as complex as I thought it'd be, but definitely still some, it's a different playbook than Chip Kelly, so got to do a little bit of studying.
When you grew up, what was your favorite NFL team? I mean, you went to a couple colleges, you kind of changed allegiances here and now you're a Chief. I mean, what was your football fandom growing up?
So like as a little kid, I was a Raiders fan, but then like I just grew up, I just kind of started having like favorite players on Seahawks so I just stopped kind of being a fan and just started watching different players.
Josh, is it your expectation to push at least to start right away? I know we're steps away from that, but is your expectation to try and push to start right away?
I just want to help the team however I can. If that's like starting, cool. If not, then obviously cool. I'm just here to kind of help the Chiefs win. So.
Obviously, when the Chiefs were showing interest and you knew that they were interested in you, what was kind of your thought process during the build up to the draft as far as what was Kansas City be like for you, and how did you kind of imagine it coming together and being a good place for you?
I mean, it was kind of, like you said, they were showing a lot of love, and the combine interviews went to what I thought was pretty good. So yeah, I definitely thought like that was on the table coming like April 24th.
Have you had any conversations with any of the other offensive linemen, the vets, or anybody else?
I had like a brief interaction with Juwan Taylor. He's a really cool dude. Yeah.
Josh, how do you feel like being in Chip Kelly's offense has kind of prepared you for this moment?
Yeah, it's a lot of like, it's very NFL like pro style. So like coming here and jumping into something like this wasn't as hard as it was for me coming from San Diego State to Ohio State. So I'm definitely glad I was in Chip Kelly's offense.
Any barbecue yet?
Q39, those burn-in wings. Definitely probably try to make a after camp, try to get some before I head back. But absolutely.
Josh, Jana Bartle with The Athletic. Can you talk a little bit about maybe the expectations you feel coming in, feeling a need maybe on this team for a team that's also rebounding off of a loss last season?
Yeah, so I mean, attack rehab as hard as I can. That way, when training camp does come around, I can be the most help that I possibly can be. There's nothing really I can do to like kind of force. There's a lot of vets in here, and my thing is just stay out the way and work hard and be a helpful piece if I can.
Does it help at all, transferring to Ohio State, having that mentality of coming in somewhere new and making an impact right away?
Say that again?
Does it help at all, I guess, in college, transferring and being able to make an impact right away? Does that help?
Yeah, it does. But for here, it's different. Like right now, there's a lot of great offensive linemen in the room right now. So I mean, I can learn from them. Pick their brains about stuff, the playbook especially. So, but other than that, I'm just trying to be a helpful piece.
We had heard a lot of people talk about getting prank calls and all that. We've seen that. Was your draft night clean?
It was pretty clean.
Nothing like
Thankfully, yeah, that would have. Yeah, I was that would have been different. But yeah, no, mine was pretty clean.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
It's been incredibly exciting and honestly a blessing.
What's it like just to get here and get started?
It's almost the same answer. Like, it's just a blessing to be here. I mean, I'm figuring out where I'm at, all those kinds of things, just with being in a new area, but overall I'm happy to be here.
Initial reaction to seeing what Spags offers there on the defensive side and how it can help you out?
It's a pretty complex playbook he has going on, but I am confident I'll be able to get a hold of it and learn it. Spags is a great coach, and I'm ready.
How different is it from your time in college?
It's probably a lot more content within the playbook, I would say. And then the names of what's going on is different. That's probably about it.
You kind of mentioned draft night, the opportunity to play with Chris Jones. Has he reached out to you, or any of the veterans on the defensive line reached out to you yet?
I believe his name is Malik. I talked to Malik, and that was it. But I haven't talked to Chris yet.
What kind of advice did Malik Herring give you?
He just told me, let's get ready. Let's do it.
What are your initial?
I was going to say, you've worn 55 for a long time. How did you end up choosing that number in the first place, and does it have any special meaning to you?
Arizona State, it kind of just put me in 55. It didn't have any special meaning to me. And then I went out there and made a play. And I just went like this. This was my celebration. I took both my fives up. And ever since then, it just like stuck with that team. They start calling me 5'5", and then it was just. So now it definitely does have a significant meaning behind me on the field and playing.
Did you just accidentally put the hands up that way?
Yeah, it was just like I don't know.
You weren't thinking.
I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah, I just went like that.
Omar, you didn't play a ton at Tennessee. I wondered if you were itching to play more snaps for Tennessee, and just what the transition to the NFL that you probably will be asked to play more often than you did at Tennessee.
Yeah, of course you want to play more, but we had a rotation of 6 D tackles who could all start in the SEC. And my position coach, if you don't know who he is, Rodney Gardner, incredible coach. He believes in keeping his guys fresh. So I took my opportunities that I was given. I made the best of it. And to hit on your second part, it'd be the same thing in the NFL. Whatever opportunities I have, I'm going to take the best of it, whether it's more or less.
You mentioned your position coach. What have the initial conversations been like with Joe Cullen?
Oh, it's been great. Great. It's just a lot of us just building that rapport and him just coaching hard.
You play with Ashton, just the conversations you guys have had since you arrived in Kansas City, since you're both going to be in the same unit.
Can you ask that again?
Oh, Gelati, Ashton, just you guys being rookies, playing in the same position, just what have the conversations been like and how you guys gaining a rapport with each other so far?
Oh, well, he's my roommate in the hotel, so we sat there and talked playbook the whole night yesterday and just things we have on our mind for this upcoming season and years to come.
How's he as a roommate?
He's a great roommate. He doesn't even snore. Me, on the other hand, I can't promise you that.
Couple more.
Omar, how did you fine-tune your pass rush set? It seems like you've got a variety of moves. Did that come with the position coach at Tennessee you're talking with Coach Gardner? Was that something you had developed already?
I believe I already have like a natural ability for getting off the ball, and it got fine-tuned when I was at Arizona State with Rod Rodriguez. He's like I like to call a pass rush specialist, and he honed me in on just the rules to pass rushing, and I ran with it.
Omar, the evaluations on you were kind of all over the place when it comes to the NFL. Some guys love you, some didn't have you aside. How excited are you to kind of go out there and show what you can do in the NFL now?
I mean, it's quite literally my job, so I'm very excited to go do it and prove all the naysayers wrong. But I'm not the kind of guy that listens to all the outside chatter. I just focus on what I have at hand, stay where my feet are at, and play hard.
Omar, when did it hit you this goal you've been working for years on end, and you're putting on the Chiefs helmet, when did it finally hit you that you finally arrived here?
Last night at the rookie dinner, they played like a little highlight of just like the Chiefs and all the plays they made right after Mr. Hunt was done talking. And it's just like that. In that moment, I was in my head. I'm like, dude, you're really here. This is real. I'd say last night at the dinner. Yeah.
Last one, anybody?
I got a little off the ball. You were at Tennessee. We've seen lots of stuff happen. You've lived through transfers, NIL, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of old hat for you guys who are here. But then we saw all this stuff kind of happen with Nico. And was he threatening to not play in the playoff? Were you aware of any of that stuff going on? I mean, you're up the side of the ball and all that stuff.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't know about any of that. And then with me training, I wasn't around, and I just wish the best for Tennessee and my boy Nico, honestly.
Is that kind of the other side of you're leaving somewhere, you're going somewhere else? It's just kind of, you've already used, you're a professional now, it is your job, but it's kind of been your job for a while, the way college football is now, hasn't it?
I agree. That's fair to say, yeah.
Did you like it? Or is it a little too much too early for some players kind of getting the business side of it down early?
Right. It's when you're dealing with a lot of young players who are dealing with a lot of money, you can find those kind of issues. I think finding the right leadership and having that with you will help. But I agree. It's an yin and yang to it, definitely.